This is a story of the parable of the fast lane wealth. A great Egyptian pharaoh summons his two young nephews, Chuma and Azor, and he commissions them to a majestic task: build two monumental pyramids as a tribute to Egypt. Upon completion of each nephew's pyramid, Pharaoh promises each an immediate reward of kingship, retirement, and amidst riches and lavish luxury for the rest of their natural lives. Additionally, each nephew must construct his pyramid alone. Chuma and Azor, both 18, know their daunting task will take years to complete. Nevertheless, each is primed for the challenge and honored by the Pharaoh's directive. They exit Pharaoh's chambers, ready to begin the long pyramid building. Azor begins work immediately. He slowly drags large heavy stones into a square formation. After a few months, the base of Azor's pyramid takes shape. Townsfolk gather around Azor's constructive efforts and praise his handiwork. The stones are heavy and difficult to move, and after 1 year of heavy labor, Azor's perfect square foundation to the pyramid is nearly finished. But Azor is perplexed. The plot of land that should bear Chuma's pyramid is empty. Not one stone has been laid. No foundation, no death engravings, nothing. It's as barren as it was a year ago when Pharaoh commissioned the job. Confused Azor visits Chuma. Azor visits Chuma's home and finds him in his barn diligently working on a twisted apparatus that resembles some kind of human torture device. Azor interrupts. Chuma, what the hell are you doing? You are supposed to be building Pharaoh a pyramid, and you spend your days locked in this barn fiddling with that crazy machine? Chuma cracks a smile and says, I am building a pyramid. Leave me alone. Azum scoffs. Yeah, sure you are. You haven't laid one stone in over a year. Chuma, engrossed and unfazed by his brother's accusation, and retorts, Azor, you are short-sighted and so thirsty for wealth that it has clouded your vision. You build your pyramid and I will build mine. As Azor walks away, he chides, You fool, Pharaoh will hang you in the gallows when he discovers your treason. Another year passes, and Azor solidifies the base of his pyramid and begins the second level, except a problem arises. Azor struggles in his progress with the stones. They are heavy, and he cannot raise them to the pyramid's second level. Challenged by his physical limitations, Azor recognizes his weakness. He needs more strength to move heavier stones, and to do so, he seeks the counsel of Benu, Egypt's strongest man. For a fee, Benu trains Azor to build bigger and stronger muscles. With great strength, Azor anticipates the heavier stones will be easier to lift onto the higher levels. Meanwhile, Chuma's pyramid's plot of land is still barren. Azor assumes his brother has a death wish, since by all appearances Chuma is violating Pharaoh's mandate. Azor forgets about his brother and his non-existing pyramid. Another year passes and Azor's pyramid's construction slows to a crawl. It often takes 1 month just to place one stone. Moving stones to the upper levels requires great strength, and Azor spends much of his working time with Benue to build greater strength. Additionally, Azor is spending most of his money on counseling fees and the exotic diet required for the training. Azor estimates at his current construction pace, his pyramid will be completed in 30 years. Unfazed, Azor louds, After 3 years, I have far surpassed my brother. He hasn't placed one stone yet. That fool. Then suddenly, one day, while hauling a heavy stone up his pyramid, Azor hears a loud commotion erupting from the town square. The town folks, regular observers to his work, abruptly abandon his plot to examine the celebratory fuse. Curious himself, Azor takes a break and leaves to investigate. Surrounded by a cheering crowd, Chuma throws up the town square, commandeering a 25-foot contraption, a towering machine built from a twisted maze of gantries, wheels, levers, and ropes. As Chuma slowly moves up the village street amidst the buoyant crowd, Azor fears the explanation. After a short throw to Chuma's barren pyramid plot, Azor's suspicions are confirmed. Within minutes, Chuma's strange machine starts moving heavy stones and begins to lay foundation to his pyramid. One after the other, the machine effortlessly lifts the stones and softly places them side by side into place. Miraculously, the machine requires little effort for Chumo's operation. Crank a wheel attached to a rope and cantilever intertwined by a gear system, and bingo! Heavy stones are moved quickly and magically. While Azor's pyramid foundation took over a year to build, Chumo lines up the foundation to his pyramid within 1 week. The second level that Azor so arduously struggled with is even more shocking. Chumo's machine does the work 30 times quicker. What took Azor 2 months takes Chumo's machine 2 days. After 40 days, Chumo and his machine accomplished as much as Azor's 3 years of toilsome work. Azor was destroyed. He spent years doing the heavy lifting while Chumo built a machine to do it for him. Instead of honoring the machine, Azor vows, I must get stronger. I must lift heavier stones. Azor continues the hard labor of pyramid building while Chumo continued to work the crank of his machine. After 8 years, Chumo finishes his pyramid at age 26. 3 years to build the system and 5 years to reap the benefits of the system. The great Pharaoh is pleased and does as he promised. He rewards Chumo with kingship and endows him with great riches. Chumo never has to work another day in his life. Meanwhile, Azor continues to dredge away at the same old routine, lift rocks, waste time and money to get stronger, lift rocks and get stronger. Sadly, Azor refuses to acknowledge his flawed strategy and endures the same old process. Carry heavy stones until you can lift no more. Then get stronger so you can lift heavier stones. This mindless prescription led Azor to a lifetime of toil. He never finishes his pyramid. The pyramid promised to Pharaoh simply because he decided to do the heavy lifting himself when he should have focused on a system to do it for him. Azor had a heart attack and died while on the 12th level of the pyramid, just 2 levels from finishing. He never experienced the great riches promised by Pharaoh. Meanwhile, Chumo retired at 40 years old, early in a crown of luxury. Slushing in free time, Chumo goes to become Egypt's greatest scholar and an accomplished inventor. He entombed alongside Pharaoh in the same pyramid he built. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Talking Life.